So now we're going to do some common factors, finding common factors when you have negatives in your problem. So for the first one, so example 4, we have negative 4x minus 24. So first thing we see, they both have negatives. So I'm going to pull out a negative. And then the next thing, we need to see what 4 and 24 have in common. So I have 1 times 4 and 2 times 2. Now 24 has 1 times 24, 2 times 12, 3 times 8, 4 times 6. Anything else? No. So we look for the biggest number they have in common. So we look. Ooh. Looks like they have 4 in common, so I'm pulling out a 4. Okay, let me move this a little down. Add that negative and the 4. Now, do they have an x in common? No, so we leave that. So far we just pulled out a negative 4. So now I have to think, okay, how did I get from negative 4 to negative 4x? What am I missing? I have the negative 4. Negative 4 times x is negative 4x. So there we go. Negative 4 times x gives you negative 4x. Now, the negative and what give you that negative sign? A positive. When you pull out that negative, it makes everything over there opposite. Okay? So now when I do that, so negative 4 or 4 times what gives you 24? 6. So now I wrote down everything I needed. So now I can check it. So this is what your factor would look like, or when you're factoring it out. So now I'm going to check. So negative 4 times x, that's negative 4x. And then negative 4 times 6, that's negative 24. So then you ended up with your original problem, which means you did the right thing and you factored out the right numbers. So now we have a polynomial over here, which has variables and numbers in common. So what we're going to do is try to find that out. So now, we have a negative 2, 6, and we don't like starting with negative, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out the negative. Now 2, 6, and 2. What common number would they have? And here's a trick too. Your common number will never be bigger than the smallest number in the list. So your smallest number in the list is 2. Now, do you know 2 goes into 2? Yes. Does 2 go into 6? Yes. And does 2 go into 2 again? Yes. So then your greatest common factor would be 2. Now, we also have variables in common. They each have an x to a different exponent. Now, remember before we talked about that the exponent of the variable has to be the smallest one. Okay? So, what is the smallest one we have? It's just the x, or to the first power, but it's just x. So we write that x. Now, we write down what they have, what's missing to make it back here. So we have negative 2x, and we have a negative 2x cubed. Okay? So we need an x cubed. I have an x first. I have an x to the first power. So 1 plus equals 3. That would be x to the second. That will give it back to me. Now, because this is to get a plus, negative times a negative gives me a positive. Okay? Remember, it makes everything opposite when you change the sign, when you pull out that negative. So then, now I have negative 2, and then I have a negative something will give me a positive 6. So 2 times gives you 6. That would be 3. Now I have the x squared, but I have an x to the first power out here. I need 2 x's. So then I have x 1 plus 1. Gives you that 2 back. Now your next thing, you have a negative there. So that means negative times positive gives you that negative back. Remember, it's different signs negative, same signs positive. So then, and that's with multiplication and division. So now I have a negative 2. I need a negative 2. So that means I'm not adding any more numbers. because I already have what I need. Now x, nothing else. I don't need another x. So then I just have this times 1. It'll give me the same thing back. That's all that's left. Okay? So now we finished factoring out the initial problem. So now we'll check it. And if this is correct, this will be your answer. So now let's check it. So I have negative 2x and x squared. So that's still negative 2x. 1 plus 2, 3. Perfect so far. Now I have negative 2x and negative 3x. That is positive because negative and negative. Then 2 times 3, 6. 1 plus 1, so that's x to the second. Perfect. Just what I needed. Now I have a negative 2x plus, and then times a positive 1. 1 times anything, you always get the same thing back. So it just stays negative 2x. And that's exactly what I started out with. So I know I did the right thing. And I factored out the right numbers and variables.